Considering moving to Navarre, specifically wondering what's gonna happen in the summertime? In this video, what we're gonna cover is what does it look like living in Navarre, Florida in the summertime? And we're gonna go over some key points like where in the area Navarre is, what it's been known for, and I've got 11 things that may make you consider either going here to Navarre or picking another place here on the beautiful Emerald Coast. So if that's what you're after, stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore here in the beautiful Emerald Coast here in the Destin-Fort Walton Beach area. That's right, that's area that covers all the way from Pensacola to Panama City Beach and all the way in between. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of videos about everything you need to know about this area. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click that little bell so you're notified every single time we got a new video coming out. Now, honestly, we get tons of phone calls, texts, and emails from people that want to move here, want to invest, and got questions. I want to let you know that it is never too early to reach out to us. So reach out to myself, reach out to our team here, give us a call, text, email, shoot us that little paper airplane. Still haven't found one yet, by the way. Whatever we can do, we got your back when moving here to this area. Okay, so let's talk about Navarre. Love Navarre, right? Navarre, if you're looking on the map and you're looking in that Emerald Coast area, that's right here on the panhandle of Florida, right in between that Pensacola, Panama City area. Navarre is that place that's right, splits in between, we'll say Fort Walton Beach and Pensacola. It's right there smack in the middle. And luckily enough, this area has a intercoastal waterway and it also has a beach. It was actually known as one of the most relaxing beaches in all of Florida, fun fact. It also has the largest fishing pier in all of Florida. That's cool, right? It's got a really nice area. It's really known for that Navarre Beach area. You have a couple of condos. It's not really condo city out there, but you have a lot of residential and a handful of condos that are out there. Long stretch of drive. So you get this like scenic drive if you want to drive all the way down to Pensacola Beach. There's really nothing else that's out there. Tons of outdoor activities, mainly the stuff that you're going to find on the water, and really family-friendly atmosphere. Love talking about this because it's such a unique area. I'm not originally from the Navarre or this area really at all. I'm from New York, so please don't hold that against me. But I came with the military, right? And they stationed me over there at Eglin Air Force Base, and I came in here and I was like, this is such a unique place. Why? Because we're right under Alabama. When it comes to people and atmosphere, we get that little southern atmosphere, a little southern charm, hospitality, if you will. We are full of veterans like myself that still remained here after the fact, or I moved back, but in any case, moved back to this area, which is a mix of everybody, right? And then you also have Florida people, and Florida people are crazy. So we get all these mixes in between, and it's really a nice place to live. Like, of all the places I've lived in the world, this has been the best, most relaxing, most fun atmosphere to be around as far as that's concerned. And especially with people looking out for each other, when it really says family-friendly atmosphere, that's what we're talking about. Somebody that actually looks after you and cares. There's jerks everywhere, but more or less, like they actually care about you. Okay, so first thing, we're talking about Navarre in the summer. The first thing is traffic. Yeah. One thing about Navarre, most people that work and live in Navarre are usually attached to Eglin Air Force Base, Hurlburt Field, or Destin, or they're on the other side where they're driving to Pensacola. Either way, we get this whole funnel of people that are coming through Highway 98. The problem with Navarre is that everything funnels through that one road. Yes, there is another route that you can go up to intersect I-10 to get into Pensacola that way, and sometimes it's about the same amount of time that it would take to take 98, but it really just depends. You get one crash somewhere and it closes something down, and next thing you know, you've got hours to wait to go 2 miles. I speak to people that are in Central Florida, like in Fort Myers, and they say, yeah, that's pretty much a daily thing for them. Like, God. Now, it isn't always that bad, but it can be in the summertime because not only are you getting the traffic from the base, but you're also going to get tourist traffic that is going both ways each time. So you get a combination of those two things at the peak of the summer. We get into 4th of July weekend, like in that time frame, I'm not leaving my house. Like, I don't want to go out there because you can't get anywhere. It just takes so long to get there. So yes, the traffic can be pretty rough. So use Waze, use Google Maps, and plan accordingly. Number 2 on the list is traffic. I had to put it on there twice because that's all I can think about when I think about Navarre in the summer. Like, the traffic's awful, but it's just the way it's kind of built. Why is that, you ask? Is because we have Eglin Air Force Base, which has a lot of land. And it's not just the base, you know, the place that's fenced off, but it's all the other different fields and different areas that they actually practice in that still encompass certain parts of that. So you can't go up and around. There's not like other places that you can go to really get away from traffic. There's not alternative routes really for you to get around. So it's almost like you have another body of water to try to drive around. That's kind of the way that it is. It's not super terrible, but between 2 to 7 p.m. trying to go west, even not in the summer, always expect some sort of congestion. So hopefully they fix that soon. All right, number 3, some good things about living in Navarre is you have a growing infrastructure, which is really great because for the longest time, Navarre was just a very calm, rural sort of residential area. That's all it was. And they were building newer homes. A lot of these homes were still on the clay roads and it started to really build out. Problem was that nothing really existed. There was a Winn-Dixie, which is the grocery store that you had there, a couple of restaurants here and there, maybe a couple of bars. There was like 2 or 3 that were on Navarre Beach, on the island there, or a peninsula, or whatever you want to call it. And that was really about it. But it has grown so much. There's now a couple of breweries that you can go out to that they've built out there. One of which is St. Michael's Brewery, which I actually knew the guy before he even built that place. And it has turned out amazing. Really good for the military crowd or veterans like myself. Really love that area. There's a couple of them that have popped up. There's a couple of different tap rooms as well, if that's kind of your fancy. I know I'm kind of going down that route. Other things have popped up. You have a lot more of the chain restaurants now, and they finally got a Starbucks out there. You know, I couldn't believe it when I finally saw it. I had to go all the way into Mary Esther or the other way, all the way into Gulf Breeze, almost into Pensacola if you wanted something like that. They built out a Buffalo Wild Wing. So we see all these things. We're also putting in other places with newer restaurants, a Publix, which is kind of the higher end part of the grocery stores in here that's now in the Navarre area. They've actually built out some more apartment houses to feed that infrastructure as well. And they keep building out the homes, and most of which are all like newer construction. Well, you can't even put a new trailer out there in Santa Rosa County anymore. Most of those are being bought up, putting new constructions and everything else. So you see it's being modernized. You're seeing that there's a lot more things to do, and it's getting to a point where we don't necessarily have to travel everywhere to do what you want to do, which is pretty nice. But moving on from there, the nice part about the summer is that you basically have the calmest beach and one of the more beautiful beaches to go to. I almost call it a private beach for the Navarre area citizens and those people that you're sharing it with, you know, for the tourists, which isn't really that bad for tourism. It really isn't in comparison to everywhere else. It's like this hidden secret that people want to have a nice chill vacation. They go to Navarre Beach. All right, that's about it. But you'll be able to go down there, enjoy it. There's usually ample parking that you can get down there, even in the midst of the summer. And it's really not so bad once you get down there. And it's just absolutely gorgeous and a great place to go hang out. Next on the list is you have lots of water activities to do. You have access to the intercoastal waterway, so you'll be able to get on those. A couple different parks were like little water parks for kids and teenagers to go out and, you know, have fun going over obstacles and stuff in the intercoastal waterway. If you are somebody that likes to have a boat or jet skis, there's ample places for you to put in. They've got the little islands all through the intercoastal waterway where you can go out and have lunch, beach, you know, go out and have lunch, whatever. Paddle boarding, kayaking, whatever you want to do. I see a lot of people out there in the waves. What is that called? Bodyboarding. Somebody's going to correct me in the comments, I know. But you know what I'm talking about. There's just so much stuff to do for people to come in for water activities, and what a great place to actually be able to do them. Next on the list, number 6, is just a nice, calm, coastal town positioned perfectly. And the reason I say that is as long as you don't mind driving a little bit, it really is the perfect position to go from one place to the other. Reason being is if you want to go into Destin, into Fort Walton, and you want like the activity, the tourisms, the Crab Island, all that fun stuff, you can do that stuff and you're only maybe a half-hour drive away from Destin, right? And in the same direction, you can go to Pensacola, which is a medium-sized city where you have AAA baseball, right? The Wahoos. Or you want to go see the Ice Flyers, you know, want to see ice hockey. Maybe not in the summer. I know that's what we're talking about in this video, but you have access access to all the different facilities that a medium-sized city would have with the different restaurants and things like that. It's really nice to be there to have the option to go one or the other. As long as you don't mind driving a little, I'd say it was the most perfectly positioned town you can find. And so that you can have the nice calmness at home and then drive to the places that you want to go. So we have lots of great outdoor activities and lots of outdoor venues that you can go check out, especially during the summertime. One of the most popular ones that is on Navarre Beach that I alluded to earlier was Juana's. And Juana's has this indoor-outdoor feel. It's all sand throughout. There's volleyball courts. You can rent certain water activities or jet skis or whatever that they have out there. There's food that you can get, kind of walk around with, and there's a small restaurant there too. It's one of the more popular outdoor venues that you want to go to if you really want to kind of enjoy yourself. Throughout the area too, I had mentioned that you have St. Michael's Brewery, which has this outdoor beer garden throughout there. There's a bunch of other ones that I could probably name here as well that you could really enjoy. There are a lot of open air restaurants and things to go out to. One thing that I'll say about Navarre, if you're going to be a responsible adult and enjoy some libations, I have it labeled on my notes. You see me kind of glance down every once in a while. But the reason I'm laughing is I call it the Uber nightmare. It's like a black hole of Ubers in this area, some places in Navarre. If you want to go do something, you want to travel out and Uber there, to try to get back and get another one was terrible. It was really bad, especially a couple of years ago after or during that whole COVID time frame, because nobody was really working and you could get a ride out there and then never find a ride back home. Navarre isn't as bad, but there's this area between Navarre into Fort Walton Beach called Mary Esther, which I truly consider the black hole of Uber rides. Now you could try Uber. Lyft was another option that sometimes you would go in, but I would sometimes have to pack a bag because I wasn't sure if I was going to find a ride home. And I certainly wasn't going to drive after a couple of drinks. So just be aware of that. Also, during the summertime, we will have tourism throughout the area. It's where most of the time you're going to see a lot of people coming through, and that's to be expected. But it is not as bad, other than the traffic. It is not as bad for crowded restaurants, for crowded venues, or anything like that. Really happy to see tourism kind of come through here and really enjoy this area and help increase the infrastructure and the money going through it. All right, number 10 on the list, we typically get asked, hey, what are we going to see as far as price increases during the summertime versus the rest of the season? Are they going to increase? And I'm going to say absolutely. The biggest price that you're going to see go up are going to be in accommodations in Navarre. And that's mainly because that's the peak, especially around July, August timeframe. That's going to be the most expensive. Now, the further out that you get towards December, January, the less expensive it becomes. And that's just because of the highest demand. So if you're looking for VRBOs, Airbnbs, anything like that you're looking for rentals, that's when they're going to shoot up. If you are somebody that is renting your property, what a great time to rent, because this is going to be that time that you're going to get the most amount for that. Dining prices will increase. It's marginal when you kind of see that. You would barely notice even if you ate there on occasion throughout the year. And of course, activities, there's going to be more demand for those, especially outdoor activities, that you're going to see price increases. But last but not least, what does it really look like living there in the summertime? It's truly just a relaxed residential beach town. It still is. It's nothing crazy. It's not like Destin. It's not the commotion of Fort Walton Beach, and it certainly isn't Pensacola Beach or Pensacola. It is actually really, really nice, residential. Enjoy it with your family and kind of take a step back for a little while to get away from the craziness and then step in when you really want to enjoy it. So big fan of Navarre. Really love this area. That's really all I have for you for that summertime. So if you have any questions about anything I mentioned here, please leave it in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. If you are lucky enough to be on one of our audio channels, there'll be a phone number coming up towards the end of this video. Just give that a text or a call. Be happy to get back with you. And of course, if you are moving here to the Navarre area or anywhere on the Emerald Coast, have some questions, need some help, please give us a call, text, email. We're happy to help anytime. It's never too early to reach out. Again, my name's Tim Whittemore, here with the Whittemore Group with LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.